Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode of the Poke Podcast, the number one podcast for the collectors. And we have officially gone on tour. We are currently in America.
We've made it.
Yeah, we've made it, and we are here with Pokemon Radar and Don Diego Trading. We're going to be talking to them, getting to know what kind of life is like in America. We've somehow colour coordinated.
We've got a fashion faux pas going on.
It wasn't on purpose.
It was not. It
But
happened.
it's happened. We're going to roll with it. So. We are in America. This is a bit of a kind of on-the-fly episode. We weren't even planning to do this, but we
There's
thought,
no
you know what?
script. We're just going with whatever we end up talking about.
Yeah, so we've made some content today.
So
You both did some pack openings.
Yeah.
We'll probably talk about that.
Yeah.
I've done a bit for my vlog, which you guys will probably see on our channels. We're going to leave a link to both of their socials and everything in the
so
description.
check them out as well.
But yeah, do you want to talk about kind of what you two have been up to?
Yeah,
and
so
what you do?
obviously we did some pack battles earlier. We opened some base set packs. We opened Cosmic Eclipse.
Yes.
There was a bit of an eating challenge going on as well.
Yeah, we can smell
Again,
it.
somehow I ended up in the worst. Yeah, sorry guys. So you'll see content on my channel, my YouTube channel, and you'll see content on TikTok as well and Instagram.
Yes.
So yeah, obviously we'll link all the socials so you guys can see all of that. I won't tell you what we pulled. You can go and watch the video. I won't spoil it. So yeah, we've come all this way. We wanted to be able to meet up finally and be able to film some stuff. And then like Dean said, you've done some
Vlogging.
vlog content. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing a bit of a different video which I haven't done on my channel.
Can't
so
wait to see this.
from behind the scenes, it looks a bit wacky, but hopefully when the video actually comes out, it's going to look pretty good. But as we mentioned, like when the reason we kind of started this podcast was we kind of wanted to like link UK to America because I feel like it's just completely different scenes.
And be able to like what we're doing here. Obviously, we're literally on tour, but being able to do like guest-based podcasts really is the main thing. We've done a couple of virtual episodes now, but yeah, and being able to take this with us, that was kind of like the premise of initially starting what we did, to be able to meet people, like you say, and connect the UK and US, because it's very different in the UK in the hobby compared to the States, basically.
How so?
Good question. I think I've mentioned it before, and I say this, and this year there's actually more things going on in the UK than has ever happened before. Obviously Worlds, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but I think there's at least 4 or 5 card shows going on this year. We're going to one when we get back from this trip. I think there was one had just happened, then we're going to one in September. So yeah, this year I keep like bringing it down, being like nothing happens in the UK. It's slowly starting to happen, but I still feel like there's a bit of a, I don't know what it is, people don't come across like they want to get out and maybe film content as much and do all that sort of stuff, whereas I feel like I see it a lot more when you guys have your collector-cons, and there's always something going on, whereas I feel like at the UK we're a little bit not dry, but just a bit slower maybe in comparison.
We have card shows even in New Jersey, like every weekend there's something going on.
Yeah, see, we don't have
even if it's like a tiny little show.
It's something that's, we don't have.
Yeah.
I think the other thing I experienced, which I know it's kind of like a one-off, but like Frankensons, like just having somewhere like that everyone would like flock to and go, it's just, very different from like what I've experienced and what I see, I think, mainly.
Because you go to a lot of events, because like we see on your Instagram, you're always kind of like you said, collector-cons and other places like that.
And it always looks so fun as well.
Yeah, from us, it's like, wow, we don't really get to experience that. But what's the main reason you go for? Is it you get to see, like, is every event different, or is there to go socialise with the people that go there? Because I know you meet up with Shiv and other people like that. So what's the kind of like main reason that you like to go there?
I guess a bunch of different reasons. One is to socialize with everyone. You know, like it's nice to see everyone, and we all live in different places, so it's it's
far
like
away,
the one place we all get to meet up and hang out. To buy stuff, obviously, I've gotten like pretty good deals. And mostly like it's turned into me making content at the show. So I guess like my first Collecticon, I made a reel of me buying that design set that I showed you, like the 12 card set. And like that's kind of what popped off for me. So now every time I go, I try to do something like one big deal or do something that stands out from everyone else, and then make content. So mostly like content focused, and then all the other fun stuff just like comes along with it.
Because like I said, it is a really cool way to socialise and meet other people and other content creators, because like for us, as you mentioned, there aren't that many events, but like these are really cool opportunities where you can kind of meet up with people and say, hey, let's do something while we're out here. Because especially America's so big, Like
So
you
many,
live on the East Coast, you might have someone who lives on the West Coast. It's going to take a 7-hour flight to kind of, if you ever wanted to record a video. So these sort of places where you're both guaranteed to be in the same place
like
at
the
the time.
prime time, because like obviously we met each other through the hobby, but like it's not like that we go to events every weekend or even once a year where we get to like, there might be people we haven't met that we'd really get on with or like we'd be able to do stuff with, and we've just never had the opportunity to like connect in that sort of way.
And it's so different.
It's always
virtually
online.
too,
it's very.
I feel like you can't really get to know someone.
You
just
can only
on
do
Instagram,
so much
right?
online as well.
Yeah, so
even if you do sort of like.
And it's still, I mean, this is all fairly new. I mean, before it was always the one trip everyone would take was Pokemon Worlds.
Right. Yeah.
And that was collectors. There weren't even like content creators.
So that whole thing is an aspect.
So like this it's really been a year maybe where we've had these collecticons and all these shows happening. So it's new for us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I go purely for like socializing and meeting my content or collector friends that I've known for years, but
it's like your one opportunity to get together.
Yeah, and see cool cards, cool collections. Yeah, there's still things out there that people don't know about, and people just kind of share it secretly. So
I guess that's a cool way to trade as well, and a safe way, because say you want to make a high-end trade or something, sending it through the post,
or meeting someone in the dark corner like somewhere one evening, like it's a good it's a neutral ground for everyone to get together. Everyone's there for the same thing, whether it be Pokemon or another TCG.
Yeah, and you build that trust with all the same people that come, and so you do feel safe doing a high-end trade or buying from someone because you trust them and they're at every show.
And you're actually seeing them and meeting them in person as well, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully maybe the Poke Podcast can do an event tour at some point.
It would be incredible.
That'd be really cool.
Obviously, we want to be able to travel a bit more, so this is the first time we're doing a trip together. And obviously, I came in January, but we want to be able to travel more and sort of, like we say, bring stuff here and vice versa. But maybe we can talk about Worlds now. Obviously, we've come here.
Before we do that, though, well, it's kind of linked because you've been to a few Worlds. But have you had any, or maybe we should get what's your best and worst moment at an event? Is there anything that's you remember?
I have so many bad moments.
Really?
Really?
Let's talk about that.
I don't know if I can.
Do we want to bring this up?
I get a little dizzy when I talk about it.
Well, that relates perfectly to your bad moments.
Well, I get very stage fright and anxious, and I'm very shy. You're you're exactly the same as me. Starting a video, we just can't do
We've
it.
experienced this today. I think it's even with having people in the room, I keep feeling like I've got one chance to do this, but like we were saying earlier, if this goes wrong,
just
we can refilm this.
Right. On the stage, 8 Mile.
I'll be like,
Mum, spaghetti.
I understand that.
So
no matter how many
it's
times
just
you
so
do it
uncomfortable.
Well. I think when you're streaming, so if I do my YouTube videos, I'm in my room on my own, and I'm talking to the camera and I'm making a video, but I don't feel. I think maybe because I'm used to it now. But just making a video maybe with people in the background, or do you know what I mean?
It adds such a layer of anxiety.
And I can't imagine what it's like to do it with either on the stage at one of these things.
Oh yeah, because you actually did the was it the triple break with the first edition? Yeah. Was the other one Shadowless? No, it was different TCGs, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so
it was Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and Yu-Gi-Oh, which I know nothing about. So.
And MetaZoo, don't forget.
Don't forget the MetaZoo. But yeah, one time this was before I might have had maybe 1,000 followers. I wasn't really anyone, but I was buying. I was the only girl at the sports card show too, and someone asked me to do an interview, and I straight up passed out during it.
Really?
Yeah. You
fainted?
I went white and just left the room.
It's the realization. Oh my god, what's happening here?
He must be
my brother was I was like, can you do this for me? I don't feel so good.
And run away.
Yeah, and then I went outside, and I was embarrassed and mortified for the next however many months. So yeah,
it's called character building though. So I'm sure if you did one in the next event, you'd ace it.
I suppose you have to start somewhere.
It's just as stressful every time still leading up to it, but you've gotten so much better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean.
But the lead up is
that when
I think you make it worse in your own head
because
you start thinking, well, this is going to happen and this is going to go wrong, and then you
get
get there and maybe it's as bad.
The box break leading up to it was a disaster.
Oh yeah, I hid in the bathroom for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
And him and my brother tried to find me, and my brother's like, you're either going to do that, what do you say? You're either going to die or you're going to get through it, so pick. And I was like, you're right, I'm not
So
going to die.
what do you actually like about it? Is it just do you get in your own head?
Like,
the thought of everyone, maybe.
Fear of something happening that's like embarrassing, I guess.
Or
right?
or that you don't have control over, maybe.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, well,
I'm
not very good at thinking of the spot. So if something went wrong, or like something that I was like confused about, I'd be like, 3, 2, 1, cut. I would be the same. I'd be like, I can't think on the spot. Like, so I get that.
But there's been a lot of good times too at shows, but like my worst times was probably me passing out during an interview.
What's been a good thing? Obviously, you did that really big purchase. That was an event, right? So was that probably one of your best moments?
Totally, for sure, yeah. That was like a turning point for me too, for becoming, I guess, like a content creator. I made that reel, which I guess went viral, and from there I just kind of had like the traction of like keep making stuff and keep like seeing what else I can do that's like unique in the space and see what people like. So that was definitely like a turning point for me.
That's a really cool thing as well, because I personally didn't even know those cards existed when I saw them. I was like, whoa, what are they? They're like crazy.
You know what? Me either. And I saw them
so
and
you just loved them?
I loved them. I thought they were so cool, and I was like, whoa, these are really like really unique and special cards. So I couldn't leave without them.
And I think they've like tripled in. Was you saying they tripled in?
Yeah, they're some recent sales.
I thought at that time it was a bad buy, and because I knew what.
Yeah, he's like, you have to sell this right away. I'm like, shut up! You don't know what you're talking about, Flipper. Like,
well, I knew what the people before you paid for it, and I knew like this, like it was just a lot. But obviously, I was wrong, and it's tripled in value. It was a great purchase. Like it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And looking back, I guess it's the right thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good example though of like if you love something. Just don't worry about whether it's going to go up or down in value, because you bought it just because you love it.
Yeah,
and even though Radar said this might not be the best purchase, you've gone...
I didn't even know him then. So
that's when we first met.
That's when we first met, yeah. But I mean, it's something like, also I have stuff saved since when I was a kid that my parents wouldn't let me open, so I have the same mindset. Where I'm going to hold on to this probably for like a very, very long time. And sell it like if and when the time is right. I didn't buy it to like flip it the next week to make $2,000. Like that's not why I bought it. You know.
That's sick. But so we were talking about, we kind of were about to go into Worlds. Mm-hmm. Worlds obviously is happening in the UK for the first time ever. I believe is it first time outside of America, North America. So very much excited for that. You both are going.
Yes.
That's the plan.
We've never been to a Worlds, but you have.
Yeah.
So you can.
Give
us the lowdown of what happens, what we are to be expected, or...
Well, I mean, it's changed dramatically, like, over the course of just a few past years. Like, my first Worlds was 2017, and that was, like, at the time, it was the biggest meetup for collectors.
Oh, wow.
And, Worlds is for the people playing the card game, people playing the video game. Like, they go there to play the tournament, they're the best in the world, they're there to compete. So, having, like, collectors there... It's just kind of like an oddball thing. They're trying to like buy stuff from people, like from these little kids who just want a trophy card. Like,
here's your pocket money.
Like, here's
can I see that?
Yeah.
Out of the way.
It's wild, but
do you think they'll get annoyed with us, like the content creators?
Oh no, they love it now.
They do.
Yeah, they love it now. I mean, they're it's become such a big cool thing now. These kids don't have to like worry about being like nerds and like it's a cool thing now. Like, so I mean, I wish it was like this when I was a kid. But, they do a really phenomenal job at Worlds with different events you can do. Like they set up N64s, they have trade spots, they have a pop-up Pokemon shop, and then obviously with the amount of people that get together now, like there's just like we did a E4 did a trade night, I guess a trade night, in 2019 in Washington D.C. And that was the first time like Leanhart made it out and met people, and Unlisted Leaf Ando was out there.
Okay.
So that like 2019 was like the first year of like content creators coming.
Yeah.
So there was a lot more going on. PokeRev was there, Cool Trainer Ryan, Swolepoke, all these people, S and Pratt. So I can't imagine what this one's going to be like, especially being in the UK with so many other people who have never been to one before, and this being their one opportunity or potentially one opportunity to go.
Yeah,
it's gonna be wild, and I hope Pokemon's ready.
Ready for it.
Yeah, they do a phenomenal job though. They put a lot of money, a lot of time into like making it look good and having it like fun for people who aren't competing as well.
Right. Okay.
It's a really good show, and they do a great job of it. Yeah. So you guys are gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I was kind of dabbling of doing the idea for my YouTube channel. I kind of mentioned it before, I thought it'd be really cool as someone, I play it casually, but nowhere near as good as these other people, but just see how far I could get to potentially play at London's, or World, sorry. But by the time I even thought about it, they're like, so I literally went to an event, he went, don't even bother. I was like,
okay. That dream is over.
Yeah, but no, I think it's a really good thing that for us to go as content creators, I feel like, especially what we do with pack openings and we look more on the collector side, you have to remember that there is that other half of Pokemon cards, which is the playing side.
And it's massive.
It's humongous.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of people, maybe if they got introduced to it, they would love Pokemon even more. Just because the playing side is so, it's as sociable, as meeting up with collectors and stuff like that. Just playing like with your cards with someone else that you've never met before, you can just automatically kind of gain.
Yeah.
I think it helps socially. Like if you're not that sociable, I think playing Pokemon is a really good introduction of like getting confident at speaking to people and stuff like that.
Help meet new people. Like if you've also got the same interests as well, obviously everyone's going for the same reason. It's a nice way, like even not just playing, but collecting, being able to meet people if you don't have the opportunity to go out much to shops or events, like-minded people, you're all in the same hobby. It's just like a nice experience, and it's really nice that it's in the UK as well.
Very nice.
Once we've got a big event going on.
I did see on Instagram though, was it Gary saying he can't make it because he has other commitments?
Oh, I think I
is there like
you.
Is it going at a different?
Yeah.
Is that at the same time?
Yeah, on the same weekend.
So I'd be interested to see how many people come out for it.
It'd be interesting to see how many people come in general, because it's not if you don't live in the UK, if you're from the States for example, it's not a quick trip over. It's a big,
Okay.
So it's just people being able to take the time off, whether it's work or being able to afford it because the flights and whatever. But hopefully a lot of people from Europe are able to come as well, because obviously we're a bit better connected there. But
so what's the main reason you two are wanting to go? Is there any specific, like obviously you've been to a few, is it just like you just want to keep the run going, or is there actually a reason that you want to?
I guess originally my plan in London was to buy my very first ever Pikachu trophy card.
Okay.
But I think after the few years that it's been pushed off, everyone knows what they are, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh no!
So that dream might be crushed. And I did complete the set with my buddy Mark. So we have a set already. I don't need to get one. But the real reason I'd be going is really just, I think I've never been to the UK, so I'd like to go.
Bring a tote.
Some things and and just to enjoy like a nice trip out there.
Yeah.
It's a good excuse.
That's really why I want to go.
You can make a decent trip out of it as well. There's lots to see.
I'm guessing, is it content for you, or just want to experience?
Yeah, I just want to hold hands and run around with
Coca-Cola. That's what we're really here
don't
to
really
do.
care about
nothing else really matters.
I mean, you're going to do it out there, so...
Yeah, we're going to go out on the balcony, so... No, I mean, any excuse to travel, especially I've been to the UK before and loved it, so, like, I'm been dying to go back. And, of course, like, one of the coolest Pokemon events that is happening or ever happened, so I've never experienced it before, so...
It's a good matchup.
Yeah.
I think as well, because of the pandemic and COVID, it's been pushed back so much as well. So I think there's even maybe more of a build up, and people thinking, right, it's finally happening now. So the opportunity to actually go and see it happen. So
talk to me about the trophy cards, because you just showed me your collection. How would you? I don't know if you're gonna like kind of share your secrets of like how to actually attain them.
How do you buy one?
Yeah. So do you have to kind of wait obviously you have to wait and see who wins, obviously. Is it a matter of fact of like getting to know maybe the top competitors before it happens, and then maybe be like, hey, if you don't want this,
I'll take it.
Yeah. Or what's kind of like the way of getting in
the process?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, well, I've never done it the traditional way. I've purchased after the fact out of the event, but I guess the story is like there's one guy, his name's David Person. He's the #1 English Pokemon card collector in the world. For every single year, he's just always been on the top list to get the very first ones that are available for sale.
Oh, right, okay.
Just because like everybody knows who he is now. He has the deepest pockets, and it's just like he gets a card. He gets each place, first, second, third, and fourth. And then after that, it's kind of like fair game to everyone else.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a matter of knowing who the top competitors are, having a relationship with them, having a relationship with the staff members there to help you get in contact with the top competitors.
Right, okay.
Like they're kids, right?
Well, there's 3 different age groups, 4 different age groups.
Masters, seniors.
What's the What's like the highest age?
I think that goes up to like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
So I mean that's pretty young. Like
they're still young in general. Yeah.
Right.
So like these guys are walking up to the. That's how you do it. You walk right up to the family or the kid and be like, "Hey kid, like give me that card."
Give me that card now.
Yeah. Well, like the thing is, like these kids, they get a check. I think it's specifically for like university for college, so they don't get cash.
Right,
it might change, but they get that. They get the physical Pikachu trophy.
Yeah.
And then they get a card, and most of the time they like the trophy more than the card, so they're like willing to take.
You can understand that.
Yeah.
Like in this day and age, don't they see what it's going for? And shouldn't their parents be like, "Oh no, like don't."
Some people might just be oblivious to it.
It goes back to that thing, they're all very young. If the highest age is say 17, 18, then like younger kids, even if their families kind of don't follow, what goes on outside of the playing, they might not quite grasp. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas if it was like a 30-year-old,
he would know what it's
been on.
Does every division get the same prizes?
Yeah, so there's the first, second, third, and fourth place trophy cards, and it's the same exact card that's handed out to each age division.
Right.
I believe it's like they get it in the trading card game and the video game.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
So there's like 30 some copies like in total, and there's 8 copies of each place or whatever. However the math adds up, I don't know the exact math, but yeah, there's multiple copies out there for each place, and I mean you don't know what all different types of walks of life I guess play the game. So if a family needs money, they'll sell. If they don't need money, they'll hold on to it.
Depends on their situation, doesn't it?
If they like it, they'll keep it. If they don't care about it, they'll sell it. So it's just a matter of kind of getting lucky and finding that one competitor that is willing to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they get all of the stamped Champions Festivals. So they get the top 32, the top 16, top 8.
Oh,
so they get all of those.
And they might be willing to part with those more than...
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Which, one of them that I bought, I did buy directly from a competitor afterwards. He sold me all of the stamped ones as well. He got 3rd place, so it went all the way up to semi-finalist in the Champions Festival. So, it's really just like it's a rush to who can get there fastest and who has the cash on hand. That's the other difficult part about the UK.
Yeah.
Is for the US buyers, having cash on hand there is going to be very difficult.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
It'll be an interesting.
It's kind of like a rat race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone on your marks gets set go.
Exactly.
Is that kind of what I was going to ask? Like, what kind of made you want to collect trophies? But is that one of the elements? Is that adrenaline rush of trying to kind of
it's a bit of a thrill.
Get in before anyone else to get those cards.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're the rarest cards. I think they have the most historic cards because, like we said before, this is a playing card game. It's a game. So like, this is like the epitome of the game is who's the best, who's the very best. So that's how you get it. And I went through all the collections. Everyone kind of starts off with base set, collects sets, collects packs, collects boxes. So I went through all that stages and now I'm at the trophy card phase, and it's kind of destroyed my bank account. But it's there we go.
There we go.
So yeah, that's just at where I'm at now. I've kind of lost I've lost the thrill of opening up a base set box, and I need something new to get my blood pumping.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. and like with, say you found someone that you wanted to buy their trophy cards off. Is it literally a complete variety of how much they're willing to accept? So you could find 2 competitors that roughly ended in the same position. Is it down to like what they are willing to accept, or is it like someone who might not know that they go for quite a bit and you get lucky, or someone be like, I know that people approach people for my cards, give me X amount.
Yeah, no, you get extremely lucky. I mean, in Washington, D.C., my buddy Dan, gotta catch 'em all, like he bought, I think, a number 2 trainer there or something, the 2nd place trophy. He got like an incredible deal on it, and it was late in the whole event, so like the people who wanted one already got one.
Right.
So he was like one of the last people to get one. He was in the hotel room with like, this kid and his friends and their parents, and just offered a bunch of cash, and they took it, and like it was very cheap in comparison to the other ones that were purchased at the event. So you can just get lucky. You just
sounds like such a weird situation.
Yeah,
if you were to explain
just in the corner of the room.
Involved in the hobby, it's like, what's going on here?
Like, I was about to say, he was in a hotel room with a bunch of 12-year-olds.
The family were there.
Yeah, it sounds really bad, but like, it's just
it's the only way to do it.
It's the only way to do it.
Yeah. And it is simple. They've got the card. You've got to get it from them. So it's just that direct.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just fascinating.
It is really fascinating.
That is how it happened.
I never really kind of looked at it that way. I knew like trophy cards were very, very rare and stuff like that, but I just thought, I don't even know how you would get one, other than like maybe buying one like second hand or someone that's already got it. But that's the most expensive thing you can do, because the people who get them and sell them on second are the ones who know what it is, don't want to sell it for cheap,
and that's when the price starts like shooting right up. So it makes sense. You just got to be there at the beginning.
Okay, so let's speak a little bit about collection goals. We're out here doing some collection goals. You'll see on the channels and stuff like that. Is there anything in particular that you're kind of like, you've got a goal for 2022 that you want to complete, or is there any sets or anything like that? Any cards?
I don't know if I'll actually complete this goal, but I'm obsessed with Team Rocket Returns now. And I mean, that's like a life goal that I want to open that set one day.
Oh, okay.
And I've also found that I really love the EX era now. Like all those cards
I'm
with
the same as you.
Beautiful like borders and everything. I'm really into those now too. So I don't have any of those at all. So I'm going to start collecting those, and I don't know, it changes like on a pretty frequent basis of what my goals are.
Question to, like, you might have one or two items or products that you're like you say life goals, but I think
you had a goal and finished it in like a week.
I know, I didn't think it
would
would happen.
You need to think of a new goal very quickly.
Right, I had to think of a new one like immediately. But
you got your Persian.
And my other lifelong goal is completing my Persian collection.
I was going to say, you're a big Persian collector,
yes,
so
big
that
Persian
would be,
collector. You know what someone said the other day to me? They were like, I hate people that like Persian or Persians collector.
That's a direct attack.
I was going to say, that's another way of saying, like, maybe I don't like you, but I need to pick something.
That's a stray bullet. That's a stray bullet right there.
It really was, but I love it. I think they're badass, so.
Yeah, everyone's got
that, like you said, that's the best thing. It's like, find a Pokemon you love. It doesn't have to be, I say Charizard because it's my favourite, but like, it doesn't have to be the most popular Pokemon. If there's a Pokemon you relate to, then go for it, collect it. They might even just have incredible arts that people they won't even take time to even look at, because it's like Persians, like no one even cares about Persians. So
sad.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Persian appreciation, right?
Persian appreciation, everybody.
I really have started to like EX cards as well. I wasn't very much a fan of, like, I can't remember what sets it is, but there's like the Mewtwo that is kind of like very CGI. There's like some other ones.
Sandstorm, I think.
Yeah, and I just was like, no, isn't that great? It looks pretty tacky. Yeah. But now, in the last year, I'm like, I kind of want every.
Like you say, taste changes, and especially like if you maybe discover sets like you didn't collect, especially when you were younger, because I didn't during the EX era, but getting back into it, and as an adult, but like with everything, like one year you could be more favoured towards something, and then you discover something else and think, actually I really like that. There's no like rules or reasoning, you just do whatever you sort of fancy at the time.
So that's your goals.
Yes.
What about yourself?
We'll change in 10 minutes.
Yeah. We'll come back to that.
I don't set too many goals anymore.
You've achieved them.
Well, like, the thing is, collecting is like, especially now in Pokemon, it's so expensive. So and I do this as a business, so I can't really I can't afford to hold on to these crazy expensive cards. So my goal really is to own, I guess, one of every card at some point. So I'd love to have a Pikachu Illustrator come through my hands, own it for however long, and move it.
That's cool.
Of course, if I won the lottery or something, it would change. But that's something that I enjoy doing is owning the pieces of history for a small moment in time, and then moving on with it. And the fact that I can do it as a business is phenomenal. But I guess if there was one thing to like really collect from a goal standpoint in Pokemon, I love the artist Kasube. He did a lot of the Versus Series cards, so that's something I would love to do, is put a binder together with like all his artwork.
That's cool. Well, you see a lot of people recently going for artist collections.
Yeah, and the binder idea is nice. I like that. I like binders. It gives you something, just like a slow burner in the background that you can
It's easy
do
to
over
store
time.
as well.
Yeah.
Instead of slabs, you've got a tower of them.
Yeah, storage is an issue.
Yeah, it really is. But I literally you were saying something came in my head. I was like, I need to say this, and
now it's gone. How about I ask you,
Yeah.
what's your collection goal for the year? Can you afford anything else?
Oh no, keep that because I remember it now. Because we actually mentioned this in a previous episode. Since obviously you both make content and it's a business as well, how much has your personal collection been affected? Because like you said, you would love to get these cards, but holding them isn't very beneficial for your business. We've mentioned in previous episodes that since doing this like full time stuff like that,
as a job as such,
our personal goals and collections have kind of taken a back seat because I could purchase this for me, then also I could purchase this and do a box break or make a video and stuff like that.
When it's a business, it's different. You look at things a bit differently. You'll do things for your business that you might not do for your personal collection, and vice versa.
Yeah. So has it been affected in any way?
Oh yeah. Like I bought myself like one thing this year, and I feel like that might be all that I buy myself, other than like the $2 cards off TCG Player, like a Persian that I don't have yet that I just want to collect, or something at a show that and it's a good price and I'll get it. But like everything right now is for the business, because I do box breaks at least 3 times a week now for my business.
It's a lot. Like you've always got to
and I have to have capital so I could buy the stuff and be able to churn that out like on a weekly basis now. So there is no time to collect more money. There's no money to like collect right now.
It's so tough to mix the two. Like I have a binder that I will never let go. It's something I put like it's just a base set, first ed, shadowless, and unlimited binder that I collected like very early in 2016, where I went to stores and bought every single card instead of eBay or something.
Yeah.
So it was like that was a fun hunt. It's obviously like the most nostalgic set to me. I'll throw in other random things in there every now and then, but that binder will never move. So that's the one piece of like.
I think everyone's got one or two.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but it definitely. Yeah, there's so many things I want to buy and hold on to and get it set together.
I think there's a fine line when you do a business with it. Like you have to be controlled. You can't just do what you like, and you say you have to have money to be able to keep everything going. You can't just splurge and then you've got nothing. It's
a really hard balance.
Yeah, you have to be very disciplined.
And I think people who don't do it as a business, like they struggle to sort of see sometimes the other side of it. But it's like this stuff doesn't come from nowhere. You've got to be able to, if you're doing box breaks or selling singles or whatever it is you do with your business, you've got to be able to get everything and fund everything, so it doesn't come out of thin air or the personal collection either.
But going back to your question of goals,
what your goals are.
I've actually completed a goal while being out here, which you'll see. The next goal is probably not be homeless in 2022 because I've spent so much money.
You can build a tent out of slabs.
Literally. No, I don't know. I actually really don't know. I need to, like you said, you completed one quite recently. I need to actually think what I want now. I said to a friend that I recently have really liked the Call of Legends set. So maybe, then again, I'd love to get a complete set.
You're just digging yourself a deeper hole.
Yeah, but then like I can't really do that because I can, if I had the money, I would spend it more productively.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, hopefully hit 10k soon. Maybe actually a goal would be do like a really good video when I hit 10k on YouTube, and I want to give away some stuff. So maybe do that. I guess. I don't know. What about you?
Like you saying, the whole personal collection. I think I've said this before. Has kind of like slowed down a lot. So there's nothing at the moment that's like that's what I'm working towards. More it's to do with the business, growing it and making sure it's sort of steady and everyone's enjoying what I'm doing as well. I don't want to do stuff that people don't want to watch and don't want to see. I recently made a really big purchase
you might see
I was going to say we've got another guest here. I made a big purchase. It's not even recently now. It's like a few months ago, and I've been working for literally the last couple of months on putting the video together to showcase it. But it was a lot more than I realised it would be. So I've had to like get a bit of help with an editor to do it. So I'm excited for that to go out and for people to see that. But yeah, there's nothing at the moment that I think, I really want to get that this year, because I just don't even know if it will happen, depending on, like you say, it changes.
Right.
Like,
I
well, if money didn't matter, what box would you open? Like
Sky
for
Ridge.
Yeah, mine would be
Sky
Sky
Ridge for myself.
You did Expedition, which I love.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my all-time favourite sets since getting back into Pokemon. I never really liked the e-reader series. But
that's something I wasn't keen on until getting back in.
Same,
and it took a little while even then for me to appreciate it, and then I bought a few like master sets, and then that's kind of just
So I think for me it'd be either Expedition or Scourge. Scourge is just beautiful. Like if you
I
pull that Crystal Charizard.
I think also that it's my favourite booster box as well, so I would love to have just a sealed one.
It's beautiful.
Obviously I'd love to rip it, but if I could only have one, it would probably be staying sealed.
What about both of you?
I guess another goal would be like, I mean, I didn't open that and get to keep the cards, right? Like I did a box break and sold them, so like it's not exactly like another goal would be like to open it for myself and be able to keep all of it. That would be awesome. So
sometimes like I think I said to you, I can't remember the last time I opened a pack off camera. Like everything I open is on camera.
And it's so refreshing to do it.
Yeah, so nice.
Do you know what? It's funny because like my husband, he's also into it as well, and like he will open one pack. You've witnessed this. He'll just pull one pack off the side. And there was a card I really wanted to get from Evolving Skies, just because I was putting the binders together. And just before we went to America last time, we were literally walking out the door. There was an Evolving Skies pack. He pulled it, and I was
my god!
Like actually, it needs to be the other way around. People need to see this. But yeah, I don't really open much. I think when Brilliant Stars came out, I opened a couple of boxes one night. Like just started putting the binders together, but I rarely sit down and just start ripping. Like
we opened Fortnite yesterday. I felt guilty. I was like,
I
bought these for my business. And I was like, don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah,
and I was like, kept wanting to open more.
Just be like, right guys, we'll record a video, but as you can see, there's just rappers behind me.
It's already happened.
So stay tuned.
It's the guilt. I feel like I shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
It's not even the guilt, it's just the fear of like, if you pulled something amazing
and then you get nothing
and you
on
don't
stream,
have it on camera,
it's
just like, I've just wasted it.
I think when you're because like when we do box breaks and all that sort of stuff, because you're opening for other people, you want to get them decent hits as well. And if you sat there, open a box, got all the hits, and the next box is a bit of a dud, you're like, okay.
So I guess there's another thing we can talk about, which has happened quite recently. It's been probably about 2 or 3 weeks now, but Logan Paul recently probably was in the new Pokemon news for the best reasons ever of not only headlining WrestleMania, but he
that was awesome, by the way.
And the outfit as well.
Was it the first sighting of a PSA 10? Was it the first time I don't know. It's one of those things where maybe like a niche group of people knew.
There's been a few headlines about like using certain words like the first and it, but actually I don't really know you probably might have a better idea with regards to.
It might have been the first public like show of it. I don't know
if
it was ever shared before.
I think it was referred to as like being publicly out there for the first time. Or he said something along those lines in an interview, and then I think they sort of used that as the like advert.
Yeah, because it was always known in the PSA Pop Report that there was a 10, but I don't know if it was ever shared.
Anyone had ever seen it like that, and that was everywhere.
Yeah, but that was pretty wild. You know, I thought it would make a little bit more waves than it did, but maybe it is happening. We're just not seeing it because we are seeing some. We just saw PWCC end with some record prices on some lower end trophies, so it could be kind of opening up the floodgates for
that niche.
It will slowly start creeping through a little bit.
I think we said though that I don't think it would ever have the same effect as when he bought a base set box, just because so many more people have that attachment to that set than trophy cards or the Illustrator and stuff like that.
I think I see a lot of people with obviously everyone's got opinions about everything that happens in the hobby, but I see a lot of opinions like with regards to is it a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it doesn't matter whether it affects you or I don't think it affects anyone that deeply for it to be the end of the world that he's involved still or the best thing ever, but I think any sort of like publicity with anything regards it's good, like it gets people interested and they want to read about it and maybe explore that area as such.
And maybe not for you because you collect these sort of cards, but I mean...
I was going to say maybe it's different for you because you're in the market as such for them.
From the business side of things, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can see that. Yeah.
The thing is, like, they were already really expensive, so the majority of people couldn't afford them. So if they're complaining about, I understood when he got to base set and it made it a little bit unreachable for people that couldn't collect it. I can understand that. But when it comes to the trophies, if that's the same conversation, they're just wrong because they were already.
They were unachievable in the first place.
So yeah, it's definitely like these are the type of cards that will, I think, truly solidify Pokemon as a like in that echelon of like collectibles of there's the Mickey Mantle baseball cards, there's artwork the top of the top. So the fact that there was a $5 million, $6 million deal done in Pokemon is just another huge stepping stone for the hobby to establish itself as a is a true collectible.
Yeah, like as a serious kind of, like in that sort of scale. Yeah. No, I get that.
Did you ever think it would reach that sort of price?
I honestly never thought it would. I've been waiting for the first $1 million card, so we kind of skipped over that.
Watch this go 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, which we've had a unofficial $1 million trade with an illustrator before, but I was waiting for. I think everyone's waiting for the Charizard to hit $1 million. I think so. Once that happens, there will be more conversation. I feel like, but
maybe in a few decades.
Yeah, we need one of the BGS 10s to sell or a Black Label to come out, but
and then watch what happens after that. Yeah, it's too early for it to like materialize into.
And it's still so niche. Like even though it is a huge headline, it's still this Japanese card that no one knows about when they were kids or anything. So
yeah, that's the other thing. It's more of an adult thing, getting back into it again, discovering all of these.
Do you ever think it will reach that popularity if you compared it to the likes of base set? Do you think like people will eventually appreciate how, like a lot more people will appreciate how rare these cards are?
Or do they just see the money?
No, never. It'll never be that big ever.
I think it's because obviously with Charizard, it's in the anime, it's in the games, like it's just so much more commercial that you're never gonna get these other cards to reach that sort of like attachment to them, other than if you're a high-end collector and you just know that these are so scarce.
I think I've said it before, there's like different areas within the collecting like part of the hobby. There's like, it's like an umbrella, and there's the trophies, and people putting sets together, and people like, it varies. People collecting sealed product, like everyone's got different goals and opinions and all that sort of stuff with it.
So what's next then? What do you think? I mean, Logan Paul has got he's completed Pokemon now.
I feel like, what can he do next?
Yeah. Well, I think honestly, I think someone needs to open up a bunch of first ed boxes and go for a Black Label first ed Charizard.
Yeah, that would be
huge.
That would be mental.
But I think it's time for Pokemon to like step their game up and reintroduce some of these things again. Do another Snap contest. Do another Illustrator contest. Do something along these lines. I mean, we still have the illustration contest. And the promos come out, I guess, but there's nothing like the play promo cards. There's nothing like the Daisuke Club promo cards. Pokemon needs to step it up and like get these back out there for kids playing the game, and then collectors will have something to chase again.
Jump in afterwards,
like modern. I guess Japan still kind of does it and they have their things, but where is it in the US? Where is it in the?
It's not on the level for the rest.
Well, they missed the trick with the new Pokemon Snap game, because we spoke about this to Pat Flynn.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
He told us about the he loves the Japanese cards where you have to go around is it a tram?
He likes the stories behind the Japanese promos. So like anything that involves like a big event, little sort of that's his sort of like collecting goal in a way.
But like with the new Pokemon Snap, why not do another Snap contest?
It was perfect. It was set up. It was right there, and they just dropped the ball.
Just didn't do it. So
they missed the chance.
Yeah, I think that I completely agree. That's something you have to do is, or Pokemon need to do, is do those sort of niche little, really cool things that has a collector's element, but also will get people into the scene. Is there a cat behind me?
Not behind you.
His whole hand is in the glass.
It's going fishing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no, we got the attention stolen by a cat over there. Is that Derek?
Yeah,
it's Derek. But yeah, no, I mean, who knows what's... Actually, that's probably a good question. Where do you think Pokemon's going to go this year? Because obviously we are now on the back end of the 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
Massive year, some incredible sets, some incredible cards, some incredible moments that have happened. How do Pokemon keep it going? Because we've mentioned with Brilliant Stars, I don't know if you've opened Brilliant Stars or anything, like in terms of the set, it has everything you need. 5 Charizards, a subset of the trainer galleries,
rainbows, gold, eternal
new cards, variants and V-Stars. Like, I don't see how Pokemon are going to top that, other than just kind of that's the bar, that's the standard that they have to do. Have to have a subset. Obviously V-Stars is the new type of Pokemon card, but the next set's not going to have 5 Charizards, which everyone loves.
Yeah.
Like, what do they do?
And it had Arceus as well. Like, it had big like hitters as such. If that's
and like
what
some of the sets have been such misses recently, like so boring and
there's been a few that
So Brilliant Stars really did raise the bar. I had a lot of fun opening it.
Yeah, so did I. I think everyone enjoyed it. Yeah, like watching it.
So yeah, it is gonna be tough to top.
I mean,
we've got Astral Radiance coming like fairly soon, so that might be a good judge of like what they do with that and whether that sort of is on the same level or if it dips down a bit and where it goes from there.
I mean, I've seen the likes of other TCGs that are actually implementing a new type of rare. I think Dragon Ball Super has a God rare now, which is like a super, super rare. Do you think Pokemon will ever do a new rarity? Or I think we mentioned recently, kind of like some other TCGs do like 1 out of 10, or like there'll be one card, numbered cards.
I made a video on that like a couple months ago because Magic came out with their first numbered card, and I was like just thinking about what if Pokemon did that, like would that change the game?
Yeah,
I think
because the only reason I thought that they might not do it is because obviously the fundamental is it's a playing game. A card game. It would be so hard if you had these like only 10 cards ever to like kind of make it fair for a game. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
It would have to be done through like the Topps Chrome world. Like they have the
Topps
Chrome
collab.
Oh, okay,
back in the day, and I mean back then kids didn't want those cards. They hated them. It was very unsuccessful. But they had different rarity tiers. They probably still do. It's a very hater-love set.
Yeah. It's like Marmite. You love it, you hate it.
I've never had that.
No, it's not mine.
Bring it next
time. Find out in
August. I'll add that into the caveat.
But that's what it would have to be. You can't implement that into the card game. That would just ruin it. It would just get bought out by adults, even though it already does.
But it would be like a collector's paradise, you know?
Yeah, so I think they have to implement it into a Topps set or some sort of off-brand set.
Like a collab.
And Pokemon is so tight with their IP now, I don't know if they would
ever do that. They'd be open to it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see what their next collab is. Obviously, we had the Mario and Pikachu collab. There was rumours that they were going to do Zelda last year because it was like that both of them had an anniversary.
I heard someone say that, but yeah, I never knew if it was actually true. Or like
if you could have a dream collab between Pokemon and something else, maybe Fortnite.
Easy. No, actually, I would do Tomb Raider.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that would be my dream collab.
Yeah.
What about you?
Dragon Ball Z. Just
spud me.
I was gonna say that's what I thought.
Goku Pikachu Super Saiyan 3. Oh, that would be crazy. Yeah, that would be sick.
So it'd be interesting to see where they go like the rest of this year and whether they do drop it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, with Brilliant Stars, they've set the bar really high, so I feel like it needs to keep. But then I feel like last year we had a few highs and lows with sets, so it's just depending where it goes, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know how long we've been talking.
No, but I think we've talked about a few good things. It's been really nice to have you guys on.
Yeah.
Thank you for having
Thank
us
you for
over.
coming. So like last minute.
I know.
It's been a lot of fun. We might have to do like a recap when you're over in the UK.
Yeah, we could do like a part 2.
Definitely.
See how maybe your collection goals have gone, or if you've managed to pick up some trophy
More
cards.
trophies.
So yeah, guys.
Do an immediate like after Worlds with like.
Bring them with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up the episode. Be sure to check out both Pokemon Radar and Don Diego. We'll leave their socials in the description, and let us know what you thought of this episode. Hopefully in August we'll have a recap, and if there's anything you'd like us to ask, feel free to let us know in the comments. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you are new, and we will see you in the next episode. Until then,
bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.